Now, scores of Ghanaian students studying abroad, especially in Europe, are struggling to survive as a result of the delay in the transfer of their stipends. The students say they are yet to receive a penny from government since January this year. Many of them, as a result, have had to secure minor jobs to fend for themselves. This, we understand, is beginning to take a toll on their academic work. Let's speak to President of the Student Association in Hungary, Gabriel Asante. He joins us via Zoom. Gabriel, thank you very much. So we understand that you are back into the country. Is it as a result of the hardships there, or you are on an academic mission?
Thank you very much, Ernest, for having me. So I'm back home for some my research work because I'm doing my PhD, so I'm here for some research work. The situation, as you rightly mentioned, is very true. The hardship that is going on among students in Hungary and other European countries that I know of is very, very dicey. Since the beginning of the year, which is January 2022 this year, students on government scholarship in Hungary, numbering about 170, have not received stipend from government. And if you remember very well, in March this year, there was something similar like that we even organized a press conference, because at that time, government was owing from last year, October. And after the press conference, some 3 months was released. After that, we have not really received anything from the government as I'm speaking with you. And so government is owing students 8 months arrears. And this is having a very serious challenges on students' academic performance. Because it means students have to commit more hours into doing menial jobs. And according to the bilateral agreement between the Hungarian government and the government of Ghana, students are not even supposed to work more than 24 hours a week. But students have to commit more hours into doing menial jobs to be able to cover for their accommodation and their feeding and other things. And so we are by this pleading with the government to, as a matter of urgency, come to our aid and ensure that the government release monies to pay or settle the stipends that its own students.
Give us a fair idea of the numbers we're talking about, at least for Hungary, because I know there are other countries in Europe where we have Ghanaian students also stranded. But in Hungary, where you are the leader, how many of you there are in this situation?
Yeah, currently we have 169 active Ghanaian students who are on government scholarship in Hungary. This is comprises bachelor students and master students and PhD students. And so according to the contract that we have with the government of Ghana through the scholarship secretariat, bachelor students are supposed to receive $250 per month as stipend, and masters and PhD students are supposed to receive $400 per month as stipend, and this has not been coming. But as you rightly said, I'm here for my personal research work, but because of this situation, I have to most of the time spend more time going to the scholarship secretariat to make sure that we follow on the issue to know what is happening. And the scholarship secretariat has made it clear to us that they have done all their possible best to chase the higher authorities so that they can release money for them to pay us. But the release has not been coming. And if I talk of higher authorities, I'm talking about the finance ministry. And so as I can see from the scholarship secretariat, they have not gotten money from the finance ministry to be able to pay us. And this is what is causing this problem. And so we are pleading with the finance ministry, the office of the president, to do something about this for us.
And just to be clear, we are talking about stipends, but also fees in some cases. But in Hungary, I understand that, you are not allowed to pay fees. The Hungarian government does that on behalf of the government of Ghana. So yours is just with stipends.
That is right. With the bilateral agreement between Hungarian government and government of Ghana, the Hungarian government settled the fees for Ghanaian scholars. But I know of other scholars in other countries like Germany and UK, because we have this global union. I know of that which the government of Ghana have to settle part of their tuition. And there is another problem, which I don't want to talk about this because that's outside my jurisdiction. But I'm talking specifically about Hungary. And the stipend situation, the economies, if you compare the European economies like UK or Germany to a country like Hungary, it's a bit different. And so if you do the comparison that if students in Germany are able to survive or UK are able to survive, why can't you survive? That would be a very misleading comparison, because the economy is very, very different. And what pay is in Hungary. Even finding a menial job, a student job in Hungary, is very difficult for students to find compared to other European countries. And so if the stipends are not coming, it means students have nothing to do, and they have to, and as I'm speaking with you now, some students are on the verge of losing their accommodation, which means they become hopeless. And it's a serious situation. They turn to us, the leaders, we sometimes help. But to what extent can we help as leaders? Because we ourselves are also stressed out. So it's getting critical, and we are going into the winter very soon, and we'll see how the situation will be if students have to sleep on the street because they don't have accommodation. So please, something should be done as early as possible.
Gabriel, thank you very much. And I must say that we did try to get to the Scholarship Secretariat. We did not get anyone to speak to us readily. Once we do, we'll bring you their side of the story.